You might be feeling it right now, a quiet tug inside you, a subtle unrest that won't leave you alone. Something inside is shifting, even if you haven't named it yet. You're standing at a threshold your soul has been whispering about for months. This isn't coincidence. This is the beginning of a journey you've been silently preparing for. Have you noticed small, uncanny signs lately? A song repeating itself in your mind, an old memory resurfacing unbidden, or a conversation that suddenly feels deeply personal. These aren't coincidences. They are your psyche speaking through the invisible threads of synchronicity, inviting you to notice. The world around you often feels ordinary, but your inner senses are awake. You may feel a subtle restlessness, a longing for something undefined. Your body reacts first heightened awareness, sharper emotions, even memories or scents that return like ghosts from your past. It is your unconscious preparing you. You may feel like your energy is scattered, that life's ordinary rhythms no longer satisfy. This is not weakness. It is a signal that your inner structure is realigning. You've carried identities, masks, and roles that were never truly yours. Now, the hidden architecture of your soul begins to emerge, asking to be acknowledged. Inside you, a core waits, untouched by societal scripts. This self is not the ego, not the persona you display to survive. It is the authentic essence beneath conditioning and compromise. When it stirs, it demands visibility. It will not remain silent. Your first step is noticing that restlessness and allowing it space. Old passions may feel distant, friendships hollow, routines meaningless. This isn't a loss, it's a clearing. Your psyche is preparing the stage for a more authentic life. A true homecoming is not a return to past comforts, but a reclamation of the parts of you hidden under expectations, fear, and survival strategies. You are not returning to someone you once were. You are approaching yourself, the unspoken power you buried to conform. This journey is a conscious excavation of your inner world, retrieving courage, creativity, and raw energy that was suppressed to survive. Every mask you wore now feels heavy and confining. You may sense grief, anger, or frustration rising as you confront layers of suppression. These emotions are not threats. They are evidence that your true self has never gone away. They are signals pointing toward freedom, reminding you that the life you lived was borrowed. And now it's time to reclaim ownership. Transformation begins with awareness. You start noticing where your life has been shaped by external expectations, family, society, relationships. Recognizing this is not shameful. It is the first crack in the walls that kept your spirit contained. You can choose to step through them, one conscious act at a time. This awakening may feel like a collapse. Structures you relied on, roles, identities, comforts, may fall away. This is necessary. The scaffolding of false stability must dissolve for your authentic self to emerge. Exhaustion, emptiness, and disconnection are not failures. They are evidence of deep internal recalibration. Your soul does not hurry. It signals, nudges, and waits. If you feel pulled to pause, withdraw, or reflect, you are listening to it. This silence is sacred. It's here that your deepest insights emerge. In quiet moments, you may hear the faint guidance you ignored for years, a call to return home to yourself. Masks have been heavy, haven't they? Protective, yes, but also constraining. They shaped how others saw you, but never reflected your full truth. Removing even one mask is terrifying. And yet, underneath you still exist. You are still whole. Vulnerability is the threshold. Courage is stepping into it. Your inner fire, long suppressed, begins to flicker. This is not anger, but vitality, untamed energy that was never allowed expression. It may show as a desire, creativity, or passion you thought dormant. This fire is yours. It is your energy waiting to be liberated. The comeback begins here, within the furnace of your hidden self. Every suppressed dream, every silenced voice, every part of your authentic self is waiting. It has not vanished. You can feel it now, trembling behind the door of old habits and fears. Opening that door is not reckless, it is reclamation. This is where life feels most alive, when you honor what you withheld from yourself. You may start noticing boundaries for the first time. You reject situations that diminish you, people who demanded conformity. This is not selfish, it is self-preservation. Every no becomes an affirmation of your energy, every choice a declaration. You exist first, not the expectations imposed upon you. Some relationships will shift. People accustomed to your compliance may resist your emergence. They may label your authenticity as selfish or disruptive. Let this be a filter, not a wound. Those who cannot witness your return are not your audience. Your presence is for you. Your energy is for you. The rest is incidental. The awakening of your core is gradual but undeniable. You begin noticing a clarity in perception. What drains you, what nourishes you, what belongs, and what does not. This discernment is subtle but transformative. It is not ego-driven but soul-aligned. Your life begins to resonate with the truth you've reclaimed. The inner compass, long buried, now points steadily. You no longer seek validation outside yourself. Your decisions, desires, and actions are guided by an intrinsic knowledge. This is the axis of your life, your personal world center. When you live from this axis, everything shifts, not the world itself, but your engagement with it. Your past efforts to conform, to be accepted, to perform, they were protective but incomplete. Now you can release them without guilt. The liberation feels strange, powerful, and right. You feel the weight of years lifting, and a subtle lightness carries your steps. You are no longer defined by borrowed expectations. Every heartbreak, every failure, every disappointment now reframes. Each was necessary to awaken your self-awareness. You begin to understand that the outer world never held the answers. The guidance, the power, and the center were always inside. You are discovering that your internal alignment has a gravity of its own. You begin noticing synchronicities differently. Things that once seemed random now feel like gentle confirmations. A phrase overheard, a coincidence, a memory triggered. These are signals from your inner world. They are the breadcrumb trail guiding you toward coherence and the rediscovery of your personal power. The masks of compliance begin to slip. You see yourself reflected in the quiet, unobserved moments. Your reactions, your feelings, your choices start aligning with your authentic self. This is a subtle but profound shift. You no longer perform to survive. You begin to exist to live fully, without apology. The energy you reclaim fuels creativity, desire, and presence. Even mundane acts carry new intensity. A conversation, a task, a glance at all feels vivid because you are more alive. The dead weight of conformity falls away. Every action becomes a measure of your authentic energy, your reclaimed authority, over your inner world. You start observing how your presence affects others. Some will resist it, some will gravitate toward it. Neither reaction is your responsibility. Your responsibility is alignment. Your essence radiates naturally. People who resonate with it feel drawn. Those who do not drift away. This is a natural culling that protects your energy. The journey of individuation is not linear. You may stumble, revert, or question yourself. This is natural. The self does not demand perfection, only honesty. Each choice to align with your core, each small act of authenticity, builds momentum. Your internal landscape rearranges with every conscious decision. Your energy field begins to settle. Confusion and noise diminish. You recognize your center as stable, unshakable. This inner stability allows discernment without judgment. You can now respond to challenges from a grounded space, not reactive fear. Life feels less chaotic because your perception is coherent and self-anchored. Solitude becomes nourishing. It is no longer emptiness, but luminous space. In it, you converse with yourself honestly, without distraction or compromise. This solitude reveals companionship with the most important being, you. In this presence, you access clarity, insight, and the strength that sustained you before the world attempted to define you. The fear of being too much diminishes as you reclaim your boundaries. You recognize that intensity, truth, and depth are not liabilities. They are the signatures of your authentic self. You no longer moderate your essence to soothe others. You allow your full presence, and it feels coherent, liberating, and right. Your inner dialogue changes. You no longer negotiate for permission to exist. You assert your truth without apology. Decisions become guided by clarity and alignment, not fear or social expectation. Every act of honesty deepens trust in yourself. This trust is your foundation. Your internal compass becomes unbreakable. The remnants of fear and doubt fade as clarity strengthens. The life you build reflects your essence, not obligation. You move through the world with conscious intention, choosing what nourishes your energy. Every release, every affirmation, every yes or no is a brushstroke painting the architecture of your authentic existence. You notice patterns in past relationships, choices, and habits. The repetition of compromise, avoidance, or survival strategies now becomes visible. Awareness alone dissolves their unconscious control. You can choose differently. Each conscious choice reinforces autonomy. Your internal authority grows as you reclaim each decision. The call to homecoming is not dramatic. It is quiet, persistent, and insistent. It manifests as intuition, as a pull toward truth. The moments that once felt like restlessness now feel like guidance. Every internal tug is a whisper from your core urging alignment. You are learning to trust this guidance over external approval. Your life becomes a mirror of authenticity. Actions, words, and relationships reflect your essence rather than adaptation. People respond to truth. Situations align with resonance, not convenience. This is not magic, it is the natural result of living from your axis. The center that has always existed beneath layers of performance. You begin to experience flow, presence, and vitality differently. Decisions feel lighter because they no longer carry the weight of external judgment. Energy flows where it belongs. Creativity, desire, and focus are amplified. Life's intensity is no longer overwhelming. It is enlivening because it matches your internal rhythm. You recognize that your comeback is ongoing. It is a process, not a destination. Every act of alignment, every removal of a mask, every reclaiming of energy is part of a continuous awakening. This awareness brings patience. You allow the process to unfold naturally, understanding that transformation is iterative and layered. Moments of doubt will come. Old fears may resurface. Yet you have already felt the proof of your core's resilience. Each time you respond authentically, you reinforce the truth that your essence cannot be erased. You are learning to navigate life from this unwavering center, and it reshapes every experience in subtle, powerful ways. You begin to see the value of discernment. You release toxic attachments, patterns, and people who thrived on your adaptation. This is not loss, it is liberation. The right energy, aligned opportunities, and resonant relationships naturally emerge. Life begins to support you as you support yourself. Harmony is no longer imposed, it is grown from within. Your homecoming is profound but intimate. It requires no audience. It needs no validation. You recognize that the most sacred presence is your own. Each choice to honor yourself, each moment of alignment, affirms that your power resides within. You no longer seek permission. Your life is permission given to yourself. You awaken daily with a sense of arrival. The morning carries a quiet certainty. You have returned to your own life. Decisions feel clear, priorities aligned, and energy intact. You look in the mirror and see someone you no longer need to compromise for. You exist fully, vibrantly, unapologetically. This is the essence of your return. This is the homecoming your soul has been whispering for. You are awake, aligned, and alive. Every breath carries your reclaimed energy. You no longer negotiate for existence. Your life resonates with your core. You are present, powerful, and free. And as you move forward, the world bends to the rhythm of your authentic, unshakable self.